Oh my God. I don't think I want to wait for the other ladies to arrive. I want to have it now.
So white, pink, green.
The white.
The white.
You know, while you're cutting that, I saw something online that has made me very, very upset. And I don't think you're going to be happy either because you are in it.
What? No.
This is titled, "Here are 9 beautiful Ghanaian female celebrities who are not married." Look.
Here are 9. Look. In my picture.
And your picture, right? You, Lydia Forson, like,
oh my
seriously?
Goodness. Our favorite celebrities are constantly preaching about love, the power of love, and how it conquers all things in their music, movies, and social media posts. Really? Are you serious?
Yeah,
Here,
yeah. Look.
So
it says, and then it says, not all of them seem to be hooked, interestingly. Here are a list of stars who are known to be single, either truly single or highly covert love lives.
What is it with people in marriage when it comes to women? I don't even understand.
You know, it's one of those things that I have a problem with because as a woman, why is it that we're measured by marriage or being single?
Right? What about celebrating 9 women and their achievements so far? I mean, like marriage. So that's supposed to make us whole as women.
You know, and I think marriage, don't get me wrong, I think marriage is beautiful. I think it's wonderful for 2 people to come together and spend their lives with each other. But it's not what makes a woman complete.
Some people don't want to get married. And some people are just happy being single for the rest of their lives. There's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly. And some, maybe something happened. We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know people's personal stories.
Yeah, that's true.
You
That's a
know?
good one, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't, the idea of marriage sometimes scares me. But then I think it's nice to have, you know, 2 people. I feel like sometimes it's good to come home to somebody, to a partner who understands you, or, you know what I mean? But then you need to find the right partner. It's very important.
That is the key.
Yeah.
Because I know people who've married, for example, someone, I'm not going to say her name.
Don't.
But she, when I remember she was dating this guy, actually they weren't dating yet. He used to come to the house and she'd be like, I don't like him, I hate him, why is he coming here? Constantly. 5 years later, she married him. And when I found out she was marrying him, I said, I can't believe you're marrying the same man you said you don't like.
Well, maybe love grew.
Seeing
him over and over again.
This is what she said to me. Well, you know, my family was pushing me to marry, and he was the only man who kept coming to me saying he wants to marry me, so I married him.
The precious.
And now she has 2 children, and she says she's in a miserable marriage, and she advises me not to marry just because she's unhappy.
She did it out of duty.
Yeah.
You know, and that's really, I mean, it's a personal choice, but I wouldn't do that. I mean, I go to family gatherings and I have aunties asking me, so when are you going to get married? And I'm thinking in my head, if I ask you, when are you going to die? Oh, Jocelyn, all your friends are getting married, all your little cousins. And I'm thinking, well, you know, all your age, oh, hello.
Oh, wow. Wow, where are you going?
Nice. Wedding
You know, she's going to a wedding.
It's
like
actually very nice.
Yeah, you're going to upstage the bride.
What's wrong with that?
Oh my goodness.
What's wrong with that?
I mean, I'm assuming that the colors are peach and salmon or something, right?
Oh, I don't really care what colors are. This is my color. This is what I'm going with.
She doesn't care
at all.
I love it.
The Fascinator, I've seen them and they're very expensive. That means you're spending a lot of money to go to this wedding.
It's not too bad.
It's not too bad.
It's not too bad.
No, but you know my problem though, yeah? It's like themed weddings. Somebody will come to you and say, come to my wedding, but you need to wear red. Like, I have a nice dress in my closet that I want to wear. I think it will look very nice to a wedding. And then you're telling me that I should wear a particular color to your wedding. I'm not coming.
I've not really gotten that before.
You haven't done that before?
I haven't gotten that before, like someone saying wear red to my... Unless you're family.
You know, sometimes
If
they
you're
actually
family.
put it on the invitation.
They do, yes.
Yeah, the colors are teal and white.
Yeah.
I think they put it, oh well, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're a family, I guess you're supposed to, but then you look like the decor, everyone just be
I
looking
know,
like,
I know. It looks like they're all in a school uniform. I don't like
I mean,
it.
it's ridiculous. And then now, you see people wearing white. You know, back in the day, I mean, I love this crystal. There's no offense.
It's
but
off-white.
Off-white.
I'll say off-white.
But you know, back in the day, you wouldn't even catch anyone dead at anyone's wedding wearing anything close, whether it's off or close to white.
Like
But
the
now it's
white
like-
is for the bride.
I think if it looks like a wedding dress, this is a little bit away from wedding dress, but it's and it's off-white. But if it's like mermaid and like tulle, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Why would I do that to the bride?
If I was a bride, I would just sort of say, okay, priest, hold on.
politely.
Wait, why? If you're the bride, you have to bring your game that day.
Right.
No one should be able to outshine you on your day.
Considering the fact that these days people actually go to makeup artists to make them up for a wedding and
When
all
they're not
that.
even the bride.
They're not the
Yes.
bride. It's hard.
So on your day, you
get,
gotta
like,
put
4
some
makeup-
lashes on.
I know.
Get 4 makeup
I know.
artists.
Personal stylist.
Yeah, personal stylist for a wedding. Help
Well,
them
no.
select everything they're going to
And they're
wear.
just wedding
Or
guests.
you can just have a really good friend who can come and help you
Right.
work out something and be like,
Well,
okay.
Right.
Yes, but
Stylist a
it
bit
wasn't the
much.
case in the past. You
Right.
just wear what you like and you go to this wedding.
Do you think that
But-
social media is what is causing all this? Because
Oh, it's
everybody
really
is
pushing it.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, because people just want to be there. They want to take selfies, put it on Instagram, Snapchat,
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Let me be the
Look, I have
Yeah.
a friend who's a makeup artist, and she
Yeah.
tells me, she said, Justin, I'm getting scared because lately people are marrying, they're getting married, they're doing the wedding for all the wrong reasons. So, you know, it's an institution, it's like something that's sacred, but people just take the fluff part. I mean,
They
I
want,
mean
they
it in
want
all
a
respect.
wedding, not a
Exactly.
marriage.
They don't want the wedding
Yes.
or
Wedding.
marriage.
Yes.
So they'll say, well, you know, they do the pre-trial where they do like a makeup trial, and then they say,
Pre-wedding
make-
shoots.
pre-wedding shoot, and then make me trend for the glam. Make me look good for the glam. And you're thinking, why are you even doing this? Do you even understand what you're getting yourself into?
It would amaze you. They actually, because I do events, there are people who would say to you, why haven't you posted my pictures?
Yes, there's people who
It's
do
like
do
you
that.
actually
There's
owe it
people
to
who do that,
them
yes.
after the event because they want to trend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is this?
And not through themselves.
It's your private life and you want to put it all out there for everybody to see. Trend for a few days and then what?
No, Crystal, you were married. So, I mean, before your wedding, obviously, were you thinking about the white or you're thinking about the person you were getting? Like, was it marriage or was it wedding for you? Or was it both? I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, if you ask me.
Yeah, I think it was a bit of both. You know, when the wedding time comes, obviously you want a really nice wedding. But for me, I wasn't the typical one that had like, I had dreamt about my wedding or since I was a child. No, I married, you know, the love of my life, you know, best friend. So that was already like relaxed for me. Like I felt like, okay, I'm doing something that I want to do and this is someone I want to spend the rest of my life with. But then, you know, yes, I want to look good. I want to have a good dress. I want to have good makeup. You know, two things I didn't want to compromise on. Makeup, I mean, not two, in fact, everything. You know, there's the makeup, there's the, you know, the photographer, the video, because you want to remember that moment.
The dress.
You know, and technically, now that I'm married and have kids, I know that at that moment, that is your prime. I think after you have kids, you know, you get a bit bigger, you know, things happen. So this is your time to shine. So you want your you want to do, if you have short hair, have long hair. If you never put on makeup, put on makeup. You know, if you don't wear lashes, that's the day to wear lashes.
You know, I like what she said about after the wedding, things get real. Now let's talk about when things get real.
Exactly.
Once the glam falls off, the
Talk about
trending
that.
on Asoebi Bella and Bella Naija goes away. And now we're like really in the marriage. Like now this is it. Like, I think for me it's so scary.
Yeah, well,
You see, for her, she married somebody, like she said. You know, when you have all the elements there, he's your friend, you've been together for quite a while, and so, you know, you're comfortable with each other and all. And so, fine. So I think nothing really changes much because, okay, now we weren't living together. Maybe now we're living
Live
together.
together.
And of course, all the logistics that comes with
Yeah,
that.
remember that it's two different people, two different backgrounds coming together to cohabitate. That is tough.
it's hard.
That is like
is.
I'm sorry, but I'm so set in my ways that you can't come into my space and tell me don't put the cutlery this way and hang the the napkin this way and stuff, I'll freak out. And there are people who are like that.
Yeah, but
so
that's where you have to compromise.
Yeah.
And see, that's the thing, is compromise is very difficult for some people. Like she said, when you're set in your ways, especially these days, people are delaying marriage more. They're not getting married right after secondary school. They're finishing uni, they're going into careers. And then they're getting married, and at that point,
they're almost all deformed.
Yeah, you have
I think it's a bit too late,
your personality.
Yeah,
but then it depends on when you find the right guy. Right?
Yeah.
I have friends who are still not married, and it's like, well, they still have to work on their career. They still have to, because you can't say, oh, I'm gonna dull myself down because otherwise later on I'll be too set in my ways and stuff, right? So. It's good to marry early at the right time. And I also think that when you said fear, you need to do counseling.
I don't think it's good to marry early or whatever. I think it's a personal choice.
If you're meeting the right person at the right time.
Yeah, it's a personal choice,
it's just
if you ask
meeting
me.
the person.
Because, you know, I know...
Well, is that an ideal time to get married? This is what I'm saying.
I don't think so. I don't think so, because I know people...
It's harder. Let me tell you this. It's harder if you have your own house, your own car, your own money, you're making your money to get married to some. It's harder.
I mean, it depends on the reason why you're getting married. Because really, if you're getting married,
even to find the love of your life or whatever. What if you make more than him?
It's okay. That's what
hold on.
A lot of people cannot deal
with a woman making more
money.
It's
also about society, because now even with me. Honestly, I'm going to be real here. If I was making more than my husband, I suspect I might treat him a bit differently because of how I've been brainwashed to think. Like, imagine I came home and I've worked a whole day and you're sitting on the couch, maybe you're not working, or I don't know, it feels some way.
Expecting dinner and everything.
So imagine he comes home and you are sitting on the couch and you're not doing anything. You think he has a problem?
No, but you see, because of how we've been brought up, or I've been brought up, I should say, it's okay.
It's okay to be.
I'm sorry. That's how it's better.
I have a problem with it, because I feel like if a man is intimidated by how much money the woman makes, then she's not the woman for him.
Exactly.
You know, you have to find somebody who it doesn't. If you make a living, a good living, it doesn't bother him, and he's okay with being with you.
Yeah, but then that is also the problem, because these days women are really doing well.
Yes, women are.
You know, so
does it mean that we're all going to end up single and not get married? Because
no, it doesn't. But
because men are intimidated anyway.
It makes it harder to find that person, you know, because you're doing so well, and not a lot of those people that would probably be attracted to your success.
Maybe you change your circle as a woman.
Yeah,
when
change your circle.
You know, when you go to a different level, you change. You know, change. There's nothing wrong with changing circles.
So marriage, at the end of the day, it's religious. Like, we marry to honor God, right? And the man is supposed to be... If a person
believes in God. There's people who are not Christian who get married.
Okay, I'm speaking from a situation where I believe in God. And when I did counseling, and, the man is the head of the family. I just don't see how he can be the head of the family if I'm making more than him.
There's not... But he's still the head of the family. He's still the man, though.
No, but I think that I would... Not intentionally, but I feel like it will come out in certain things. And I think that's what it becomes dangerous, because then I might slip up and say something one day. Or maybe he'll be like trying to decide how we're going to spend our money. Automatically, I'll be like, my money,
It's not your money.
When you're married, it's our money when you're married.
I'm just saying that.
Crystal.
That's how naturally your brain would.
You have to really program your mind.
That's you. But when you get married, I mean, I'm sure the counseling will tell you that it's for the two of you. Everything is yours.
Everything is together.
What's yours is mine. What's mine is yours.
It is, but practically speaking, that's not what happens.
I mean, so then that means that
what's his is mine, but I don't know how much he's making.
So you're not gonna.
And when I spend money, I'm like, so babe, remember I spent 200 cities. Can I please have it back?
No, Crystal, then it means that you don't respect your husband.
Of course I do.
I mean, where does respect come in? Because yes, at the end of the day, we're all not gonna. All the fingers are not equal. Exactly. So as a woman, you're probably working and making 6 figures, and your husband is not really making even close to what you're making. what happened to respect? What happened to honoring your household, the head of your house? It's respect. So
No,
whether
I'm
you
not-
make more than him or not,
I really
can
think
still
it
have
shouldn't
respect.
be.
No, I'm not saying
thing.
that I would not respect him. I'm saying that I think, because I'm not in that situation, I think that automatically I'll start behaving a certain way. So it's best if he's making more, or even if he's not yet, he should always be aspiring to do well for himself, you know?
I think that's the
Because
key thing.
automatically too, he also will start
You
acting
know,
a certain way
I
towards
think that's the key thing to
things,
be,
I mean, situations change.
to aspire
Yeah.
to do, because then if you put yourself in that situation, this is what's going to happen. You have to, let's say you're so good at what you do, you have to always bring yourself lower
Yeah.
so that he stays
Yeah.
up there. And, it
And-
doesn't
and
really
I
make
don't think
sense.
it's necessarily
it's
that
not
you're
about
bringing
lower.
yourself lower. For me, what you said initially about marrying your best friend, like
Yeah.
I want to be married to a man who is my best friend.
Yeah.
We are close, we are confident, we share everything,
Yeah.
we make decisions together. Something happens, I want to go to him, he wants to go to me. Now, when you think about your best friend as a female, you don't respect her less or more because she makes more money or less money than you. So why is it a different dynamic when it's a man? It shouldn't be. And I know I
shouldn't.
understand.
That's
And
the
I
key.
understand that you say that you're talking about with the head of the household. The Bible talks about the man being the head of the household. We do live in a modern day where people are not necessarily practicing the old
Orthodox
ways
way
of,
of-
of the biblical teachings. I've gone to churches where the Bible talks about a woman, the pastor talks about a woman submitting to her husband. However, he also talks about the man submitting to his wife the way that, I think it's Christ with
No,
the church.
the man
way
should
Christ
love
loved
his
the church,
wife the way
that
Christ loved the church, and a
church.
woman must
Yeah.
submit to the
Right,
husband.
that's it.
Now, Wendy, you are divorced.
Yeah. You don't have to say it in low tone.
I don't know. I don't know how you're going to feel about that, but I mean,
But I am.
I mean, you're divorced. I mean,
Yeah.
what do you think you did wrong? What went wrong? Like,
Ooh,
it's
I
supposed to be
wouldn't
bliss,
say.
like crystals.
Well, supposed to be. I like that. But you and I know, I mean, not every one of them ends that way. I mean, so many things happen,
You
but
started making more than him.
I wouldn't say there were
You probably
issues.
did.
No,
You
no, no.
probably did.
There were issues like that where I felt that there was a lot of what's the word? Like when someone is not so confident about themselves.
Yeah, self-esteem
you know,
issues,
that
insecurity.
insecurities.
Were you making more than him?
Well, I
Yes
wouldn't know. I
or
wouldn't
no?
know. Really, I really wouldn't know
Like-
because he wouldn't tell me what he was making.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
that's a problem.
That's a problem.
Yes.
That's
a
why you need to
problem.
marry your
Tell
best
me-
friend
you
because
didn't
you know
tell
what
me
your
what he
husband
was
makes.
making.
No.
And
So he's my best friend, and for the right reasons, because I'm a bit of a spendthrift out of both of us. So maybe if I do know, I'll just be spending, and he's more of like a, he's the one that keeps our finances together. And he's very,
Okay.
but not
Yeah.
out of like he doesn't want me to know, but it's just. I
the thing
guess
is,
something
I didn't really care either because I was okay with me, you understand? But when you have issues of, don't think that just because you have a master's degree and I don't, it means that you're not as sensible. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
When you
Yeah.
have that, then you know that the person has a problem.
But did
Right.
you have a white wedding, a big white wedding?
Oh, I had 10 bridesmaids.
Oh.
So
Wow.
that should tell you.
And how long were you
Okay.
married for?
Oh, 2 years. It was over.
10 bridesmaids.
I had 11.
Wow.
All the money
You
you
had
spent.
11.
Yeah.
When you're going through hell, you don't care about the money anymore.
Did
Yeah.
you say
You
you
just
just
wanted
Did
to
you say
end.
towards the wedding?
Yeah, I did.
So you don't owe any, anybody.
Oh,
You're still
no,
not paying.
thank God, no.
Nobody's paying anything.
No,
I just
no,
a wedding
no,
planner.
no.
She probably
Yeah,
has-
but you get it. When
Yeah.
you're going through a situation that you feel, oh, you've made the biggest mistake of your life,
When did you realize that?
Right.
the day after the wedding.
The day.
The day
The day
after
after
the
the
wedding?
wedding?
I kid you not.
And you stayed for 2 years.
Oh
Well,
my
you know how
God.
it is. You want to make it work.
No, like the day after the wedding. What
I mean,
happened? Like what was
literally
the,
the
key?
day after the wedding. He's gonna kill me, but I don't care. So this is it.
We're here to protect you, don't worry.
So suddenly you get married on Saturday, you go to church on Sunday, and right from Sunday evening, every night you have to go out, and I don't know where you're going, I don't know what you're doing, and I don't know why you have to step out every evening. It didn't make sense to
Okay,
me.
my question is, another thing. The partners are there. People don't change. You understand?
Yeah.
When you were dating, I'm sure that
When
you
we
saw
were
the
dating,
signs.
we were going to these places
Together.
together.
That's
So
so
if we,
unfortunate.
you know,
Yeah.
so if you have to go somewhere, it was always us, always us. Let's do this, let's go here. Suddenly you're the wife and you think, okay, now, you know, but that's the thing I don't get. Men can be really strange when they're dating you and they're not even sure whether they're going to have you or not. They are ready to do everything. When they've actually kind of got it and it's yours and now you can put all your investment in, that's when they just sit back and they can't be bothered.
Some men do it because of pressure, I think. You know, maybe
As
you
in married before.
Yeah, maybe
because
you
of
want. Maybe
pressure?
you wanted. You probably. How long did you guys
courtship?
date for?
Oh, close to a year.
So you probably say we've been dating for a year. Something has to happen. A lot of women do that. You know, give
On
these
the
men the
contrary,
pressure.
the pressure was from his. He would have wanted us to get married like after 6 months.
Yeah,
I wasn't up for that.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's so
I was a
interesting.
chill out. You
So
know?
interesting that
I
she
said she
knew.
was like, you know, ladies, let's eat.
So interesting she knew the day after. I have a friend who
Cake.
on
Yes,
her
cake.
wedding
Maybe the
day,
red
she
velvet.
was
The red
in
velvet,
her
okay.
dress. She's in her dress, bridesmaids helping her out, and then she says, I can't do this wedding.
Oh.
I can't go through with it. And everybody was like, no, you have to.
Can I get a
Everybody's here.
strawberry?
People have come in from out of country, from out of town. You have to go through this wedding. And she said, I can't do it. And she didn't. So someone had to come out and announce that the wedding was not going to happen. And it didn't. And she is so happy that she realized it in that
Yeah.
moment. Because can you imagine what you
Yeah.
went
Yeah.
through?
Yeah,
you
because
know?
then you're already in.
Yeah.
And you have to keep thinking, oh, I have to make it work. I have to make it
So
work.
it was.
You think
she
about
was
So it was
about
precious.
to walk down the aisle when
Sorry?
this happened. She was about to walk down the aisle.
My friend, yes. She was like in the room behind, like in the church when they're doing the veil and everything, and she's looking
the runaway.
nice. And then she's like, I can't do this.
Why?
think
What
that's
was her
unfair.
reason though?
She said that she knew he wasn't the right one, but she said yes when he asked her because they'd been dating for so long, their families knew each other, the families were expecting them to marry because after 5 years
Comfort.
together, you should get married.
Comfortable.
So then she said, okay, and she just kept on pushing through, okay, he'll be a good husband, he'll be a good husband.
I get
But in
it.
that moment, she started thinking, 10 years down the road, 20
Yeah.
years down the road, can I be
I
with
think she
this
just
person?
did the right thing.
Speaking
Yeah. I
don't
about
think
family,
so.
speaking about family, before you even go, I don't want us to lose that thought. I dated a guy once, and I found out later that he wasn't actually dating me because he wanted to, because his father wanted him to date me. It was bizarre. So Christmas night, we went to church. And then I realized that we had a neighbor who was just around the corner from us, who was from Ghana as well. This was back in the States. And he comes and says, I have a son. You know, guys, I have a son. He sees a bunch of young ladies and stuff like that. So he said, I have a son. You guys have to meet my son, you know, my da-da-da. So you guys should come over for New Year's Eve. I'm having a party at my house. I met him New Year's Eve, fast forward, and we started talking. But I feel like in hindsight, you know, it wasn't really something he wanted. But then it was because, I guess, I'm from Ghana. His parents are from Ghana. Obviously, he's second generation, born in the US. So the father was more encouraging when it comes, even the mother as well. So when they don't hear from me or see me in the house, JOSELYN, hey, we haven't seen you today. And I'm thinking, oh, I have to go and see my boyfriend. But we are not together, obviously. We broke up and he married somebody quickly and, you know, he has a child and everything else. But then now that I think about it, it wasn't really him. And sometimes family pressures, like you're saying about your friend, you know, our families know each other, we've been together for 5 years.
So
Why not?
let's just do it.
And if I had made that mistake of probably going along with this guy, I probably would have been
Probably.
very unhappy, you know. So that thing as well, where families are very much involved, is quite
And especially
tricky.
here in Ghana, it
Yeah.
happens a lot. You know,
Yeah.
you will have that family
Yeah.
pressure. You will have.
But then
that.
there's also the mother-in-law from hell.
Oh yeah.
You have
Yeah.
one.
Oh.
Oh, you had one.
Had one.
My goodness, it was crazy. So we get married, and 6 months down the line, she decides to move in with us.
Well,
That's the tough part. Oh, that's a tough one.
You know, and I'm thinking, okay, this is my husband's mom. He's an only child, so it's okay. I'm gaining a mother. So that's how I looked at it. But it's not the kind of thing I would advise for anybody.
Yeah.
I think it's better, it's just the two of you,
Yeah.
to battle out your issues
Yeah.
than have your mom-in-law like a hawk. I mean, you
Always
can't walk
interrupting.
around. Sorry?
at counseling, they tell you all of these things.
Yeah.
You shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Unless, I guess, situation, I mean, things happen.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's why, for me, I find it so important to do that 6 months or however long counseling that you need. Because sometimes we forget, you know, and like how you just thought, oh, it's my mother-in-law's, but we're actually taught not to.
Not to do it.
Not to, for the right reasons.
Looking back, I would never have done it.
Yeah. But then you see...
And I wouldn't want to do it.
Oh, I love her. She's
Oh,
amazing.
wow. Wow, you hardly ever hear people say that.
She's
the
like
thing.
the best
You see?
mom-in-law
So
in the
you can
world.
get it.
Like,
Wow.
Yeah.
You hardly ever hear people say
No,
that.
you don't hear people
Yeah.
saying.
And she's taught me
I
a
love my
lot
mother-in-law.
about, honestly, how I'm also going to be a mom-in-law to my kids in the future, which, honestly, I would
Interesting.
never have even done before. Because certain
That's
things, you know,
amazing, eh?
you want to
Yeah.
make sure, hey, nah, oba be worry me bad, so you say, you know.
Yeah.
But
She didn't
Well,
do all
you-
that.
you- You're not the
didn't-
one,
I mean,
you know.
she made. I was like, hey, so I was going to do that to somebody one day, and now look, someone is showing me. Someone is a mom.
That's
to me.
love.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
now,
I'm gonna
I'm
get
hearing
goosebumps.
this
It's
and hearing
amazing.
everything else that we've said. Do you think you're going to get married?